Okay, for Behold the Lamb, it's got some significantly complicated chords that actually have to be done. The first thing I would say is that you can toss all the sus2 and sus4 chords. Especially C sus and G sus are not easy to play on guitar. Like C sus, you have to smash your index finger down to hit the last string. So it's a little awkward without smashing the rest of your fingers. And G sus4, usually I play it by flipping a little half C on it. So it's just more advanced and you don't have to play them. So highlight just the C's and just the G's whenever you see the sus, especially and the D's too. So because you're going to see a lot of D7, sus4 in this piece, and you don't have to do D7. You can do D7 if you know it, but a pure D will be just fine throughout the whole thing. Whenever you see D, whenever you see A minor 7th or B minor 7th, don't worry about the 7th. Just play it pure. Play pure B minor. Play pure A minor. Play pure E minor. The chords that we have to worry about in this piece are the ones that I've thrown a little dotted line around. The G over B, and also, let's see if I can get this in you, and where it has G over F sharp, and also a quick little change that happens repeatedly throughout the song where it's C, C over B, and A minor. Again, I'm leaving off the 7th. That happens repeatedly throughout the song, and I've dotted it in this hot pink box around them wherever it's found throughout the song, so you'll be alert to it. And we'll go over those in a moment, but one really wild chord that I want to point out to you in the middle of the song is E flat. E flat, if you're playing a bar chord, is way up here. You don't want to be doing that. The next best thing is on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th fret. You make a bar on the 6th fret, and then you play an A chord over here, 2 frets over. And usually most people do it by smashing their ring finger down. So your bar is on the 6th fret, then you skip a fret, no fingers here, and then you flatten your ring finger down on the 8th fret. And a lot of times if you flatten your finger down, you're not used to it, you buzz the last string, so don't even play the last string. Just play those strings instead of getting that ugly little note. So just train yourself not to play the last string, but that is an E flat. Some people might play it differently. If you have another solution elsewhere on the fretboard that you can play an E flat, good for you. Worst case scenario, don't even play the chord. Just play the bass note. And the bass note would be 6th fret, 5th string. And I'm hoping you guys know that on guitars, you count from the bottom up when you're numbering strings. So 5th string would be from the bottom up. It would be right here. A lot of people think, oh, it's the 2nd string. It looks like the 2nd string, but guitar is weird. You count from the bottom up. So it's technically 5th string, 6th fret. That would be an E flat. So if you can't do the chord, play the bass note. And then that's the simplest of all. Okay? So anyway, so like I said, go through and highlight just the chords themselves wherever you see the sus and wherever you see the 7th. Get rid of all those. Just highlight the main pure chord. Learn where your B flat is and the fancy way of playing it. And then now let's talk about the G over B. Okay? G over B. Play a regular G chord, and then the next thing you're going to do is let's see, G over B. Instead of playing the 6th string, the top lowest string, you're going to ignore that, and you're going to play the 5th string down. So you'll hear it in the music. It's like the bass note is going from da, da, da. So that's what they're trying to do with this G over B. So it's C, and then play from the 5th string down, da, and then A minor. So you'll hear it if you listen to your bass notes. It's gonna da, da, da. So again, G over B is where you do a regular G chord with your left hand, but you're only playing from the 5th string down. Don't play the 6th string, just the 5th string down. Okay, so that's wherever you see G over B. Now the next weird thing you're going to encounter is G over F sharp. F sharp is where G over F sharp is where you're playing a regular G, and then you move your middle finger down one. You push it to where it's directly over your index finger. So it's like this, and then you move it down. It sounds weird because it's just a step. It's trying to go da, da, da. That's what the bass is doing. And so G over F sharp is just where you play a regular G, but you nudge your middle finger down a fret. Okay, so G over F sharp to C. That's where the music is. So anytime you see G over F sharp, move that middle finger over. And it sounds weird, I know, but it's a split second in the music, and it works in the music. So that is G over F sharp. Now the other little triad, the 3 chords that I dotted line together were C, C over B, and A minor. And again, it's another thing where it's stepping down the bass notes. This whole song has bass notes that are stepping down, and that's what the guitar is trying to express. So C over B would be kind of similar to the G where you nudged your middle finger over, the G over F sharp. It's very similar. C over B would be where you take your ring finger, you're playing a regular C, and you take your ring finger and you nudge it down 1 fret. So that's C over B. So this is C, and that's C over B. Okay? And all you're doing is you're moving your ring finger down 1. So again, I don't want to confuse you, but G over F sharp is where you take a G and then move your middle finger down. And then C is fine, but C over B is where you move your ring finger down 1. So there's a lot of that. There's middle finger moving down, ring finger moving down. Okay? So when you're doing that little trio of chords where it goes C, C over B, A minor. So just practice doing those 3 together. You do not want to play the 6th string on any of these. Always play from the 5th string down. So practice moving your fingers. And I know you can't see on the video very well, but my pinky is not touching any strings. When I'm doing this chord, it looks like it might be touching something, but it is not touching anything at all. So it's this, and then move your ring finger, and then A minor. Okay. So those are all the weird chords, and you're probably going to have to watch this video a couple times to catch those all. But let's go ahead and try to play along with the song. Because once you learn how to do it, you should be fine. The song also, just so you know, be aware. Listen to the music of when you should play your 6th string and when you shouldn't. Because a lot through this song has to do with playing from the 5th string down. But you should be able to hear it when it's shifting bass notes. Hopefully you do. It's a little bit of ear training with this song. Okay? rewind that a little bit, because when I have to scroll the music, it's difficult to do.